Hey guys, so today I want to talk about graphing lines when they're in the form y equals mx plus b. So hopefully you remember this from last year, right? X and y are what we call our variables, right? And I want you to remember one thing throughout the whole semester, okay? The reason why we have equations is so that we can relate these two variables to each other, okay? So for example, if I know x, then I can find out y. Okay? So if I know x, I can find out y. On the other hand, if I know y, I can find out x. Okay? So that's why we have an equation, and these two are called variables. Okay? On the other hand, the m and the b are called parameters. Okay? And they're numbers that we usually know. Okay? So the m tells us the slope of a line. Okay? And that's usually in the form of rise over run. Okay? The b is what we call the y-intercept. Okay? And it's literally the y-intercept. It's where a line intercepts the y-axis. Okay? So I just want to use that, and I want to graph a couple of lines. Okay? So first I want to start by graphing the relationship represented by the equation y equals 2x plus 1. Okay, so the first thing I want to do is I want to recognize that the slope is 2, and I want to recognize that the y-intercept is 1. Okay, so remember, this is y equals mx plus b. It's just that in this case the m is 2 and the b is 1. Okay, so what does that mean for a line? Well, if b is 1, it means that I could put a line down on the y-axis, right? So this is y, this is x, right? So I can take a point, I can put it on the y-axis because it's my y-intercept, and then from there I can use this 2 as rise over run. Okay, now I also need you to remember that a slope is always a fraction. Okay, it's a ratio of rise over run. So if it's just the number 2, then we need to recognize that that's the same as the fraction 2 over 1. Right? So 2 is the same as 2 over 1. So this means that we're going to go up 2 and we're going to go over 1. Rise over run. Okay? So that means I'm going to go up 2 over 1 to that point right there. Up 2 over 1 to that point right there. 2, 1 to that point right there. And what I get is this line that looks like that. Okay? So there is my linear relationship represented by y equals 2x plus 1. Okay? It's got a y-intercept of 1 and a rise over run of 2 over 1. Okay? So let's do one more together. Graph the linear relationship represented by the equation y equals negative 2/3 x minus 1. Okay? So now our slope is negative 2/3. Right? Our y-intercept is negative 1. So what that means is I'm going to have my y-intercept at negative 1. And negative 2/3 means instead of rise over run, this is actually down 2 and then over 3. Okay, so it's always over to the right, because just like consider looking at a graph as reading a book. You always go from left to right. Okay, so what this means is we're going to go down 2 over 3 to that point right there. Down 2 over 3 to that point right there. Down 2 over 3 to that point. Okay, now I just want to make sure that we all know that ideally I wouldn't have these lines here. All right, our graph just consists of a line of best fit connecting all of these points. All right, and the same thing on the other side. So 3, 2, 3, 2, right? So there's my line. Okay, so this is the line y equals negative 2/3 x minus 1. All right, so that's all. Make sure you answer the questions, submit your answers, and we'll talk in class. Thanks for watching.